Okay, Google, what is a poop scoop called? The answer is real sophisticated here. It is called a pooper scooper. Hard to make a whole video out of that, but I can discuss some other things related to pooper scoopers because I scoop poop for a living. I'm a professional dog pooper scooper as a human, not as a device. But let's look at some of the poop scooping devices that are available on the internet and what I think about them versus having some real tools to pick them up. First of all, probably the most popular one is one of these spring action doodads, which I'm not a big fan of, having used them in the past just for my own yard, for my own dogs, without picking up poop commercially. I can tell you that you squeeze that handle and you open it up and you get some poop in it, and then so you've got one pile, and then as soon as you go to pick up another pile, you squeeze that handle and it drops the other pile on the ground while you're trying to pick up the new pile. And once you go through a few iterations of that, you have way too much poop in that little scoop to actually pick up poop anymore, and so you have to go back and put it in a bucket or whatever. And also, that scooping action does not get the poop out of the grass, let me tell you. It just, especially if the poop is fresh or wet and not dry, it just kind of like squeezes it and crunches it. And then a lot of times what happens is poop will get kind of woven into the grass. And so in order to get it out, you really got to have a scraping action, and just a squeezing with a spring, it doesn't do it. So on average, dogs will poop 2.5 times per day, between 2 and 3 really. So if you've got just 1 week worth of poop to pick up, you might have 21 different piles, each with about 2 or 3 little turd sections in it. And to use this little spring action scooper to go pick all that up, you're making a lot of trips back and forth to some kind of like bucket, hopefully lined with plastic liner. Similarly, one of these kind of swivel action doodads, you're going to run into the same thing. It has no scraping action, and you start having multiple turds pile up in the scoop, and then you got to go put that somewhere else. Some of these scoopers are for cats. We're not going to discuss cat litter boxes, but don't get one of these, spring action deals. It doesn't really work. That's the most popular one. Just don't do it. I can tell you what I use and most professional, highly skilled pooper scoopers use is something like this. It's just a hard metal rake and a metal pan. And I actually use something different, but we'll talk about this. This is functional for just regular residential stuff for your own yard. You take that rake and you just scoop the poop in a pan, and you can get, a good 10, 12 turds in there, depending on how big your dog is. If you got a bigger dog, then, you're going to make multiple trips to a trash can to dump that stuff out. But this is pretty good. There's no problems with that. And having a rake will actually allow you to really scrape the poop out of the grass, especially if it's been sitting there for a while or if it's wet. It takes a good bit of scraping action because the grass will grow around the poop, and just having like a little spring action loaded thing, it's not really going to work out too well for you. Ideally, what you want is to get one of those metal rakes and a dustpan like this if you've got a lot of poop to clean up. What you do is get some 13-gallon plastic trash bag liners, and you put it in there in this slot right there, and you kind of secure it at the top, and then you take your pooper scooper rake and you just rake all the poop into the bagged line large dustpan. And then when you're done scooping the poop, you just take out the trash bag, tie it off, throw it in your trash. That's the best way to do it. Also, a typical rake you would buy, I like this kind of rake in particular. It's just a dustpan and a rake, and the rake I actually use is the one kind of like this. It ships in multiple sections to where you can extend the length of the rake. So if you're kind of tall like me, you don't have to bend over. So yeah, if you're looking for a pooper scooper that's actually functional, get one of those large yellow dustpans like I showed on the previous screen, and then a rake like this, and then you'll be set to be able to pick up like a whole acre worth of poop, maybe with just one bag, depending on how big your dogs are. So anyway, that is my take on pooper scoopers. So if you're looking for poop scooping services for your dog in the Houston general area, please visit us at dutybug.com. That's me scooping poop in real life in somebody's backyard. That's all we do is scoop dog shit. It's a full-time living. We'll be happy to help you out.